Hey, y'all, happy Saturday. I'm glad to see some of y'all in the building. I was like, who gonna be with me here today? But I'm glad to see that y'all are out there. Don't forget, since you're out there, hit the like button, people. We're gonna have us a little train right here today on this Saturday evening. And it's about messy people. Honey, the people are messy, okay? This Cam Newton. Piece of work. How you gonna give somebody a car, let them drive it, talking about you can only have access to this car while we're together, but if the day comes when we break up, you gotta give me back the car, back the keys, and go ahead on about your business. He wants this car back from his ex-girlfriend so badly that he has taken this fight to court. Now, I understand, listen, everybody got to do what they got to do, right? It's her principle to say, nah, you gave it to me as a gift and I'm not giving it back. But I promise you this, if somebody gives me a gift and they want to give me anxiety over the gift, take your gift back. Good riddance, goodbye. I don't need you or this gift in my life. Take the mess back. Thank you, Raheem, and thank you for being here. Don't cheat the diva, people. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, okay? Saturday evening, we're going to get into this really quickly. Then we got Candice and Wendy. You know, right now, BravoCon is going on out there in Las Vegas. Shout out to all the people who got themselves a BravoCon ticket. I played games. I thought I would have time to get it. By the time I went to go click the button to give me a ticket, they was like sold out. I said, whoa. Yeah, it was sold out. So I guess it wasn't meant for me to be there. And it's all good. It's okay. Maybe I get to go next time, depending upon where they have BravoCon at. I ain't going to spend but so much money on BravoCon, okay? I like the shows, but I don't like them like that. I can just wait till stuff hit the news. So we're going to talk about how Candice and Wendy were together. Those two seem like they thick as thieves. Candice and Wendy from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, they called her, out there, one of the commentators, and they was like, Candice, what do you think about Giselle talking about, you and your husband having marital problems? And she had a word for him, but we'll talk about it, okay? And listen, then we're going to talk about, do y'all remember that girl from the plane? That girl that claimed, that MF back there? I don't care. She full of crap. She messy. She's loving her 15 minutes of fame. When I say loving it, she's loving her 15 minutes of fame. She's messy. The problem I have, though, if this was somebody else, and just read between the lines, because y'all know what I mean. If this was somebody else, this thing would be going a whole nother way, and the person probably would have been banned from the plane. We're going to talk about it, though. So listen, I got a couple people on the platform. I guess, got some friends want to spend a little bit of time with me on Saturday, okay? I'm about to board this train. And listen, because we got room. If you have never come up and chatted with the diva and been on a panel, there's room today, honey. Hit the link and you can come up and chat with us. Now, also, before I load the train, let me say this. One day last week, I want to say, was it Wednesday? I can't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday, but anyway, one day last week, I interviewed Miss Wanda from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, Miss Wanda has some seasonings, and I promised I would support and order her seasoning. Okay, seasoning for food. It's an all-purpose seasoning. So yes, I placed my order today. But in addition to making that promise to support and get her seasoning, I said that I would give one away to one of my members. So if you are a member on my channel, if you participate in my membership program and you're a member, I put a post up today with the rules on how you can win this seasoning. So look at the post. Send me an email because she sent me a number via email. And the number is, you got to pick a number from 1 to 25. Send me an email and I'm going to cash app you the money to get your Sure Enough all-purpose seasoning, okay? And I'll let you know once I receive mine, what I feel about it and how I feel about it. I'm going to see what I can make with this all-purpose seasoning. Now, with that being said, people, let's get into it, okay? Let's get into this train ride today. And thank you. I see you out there doing exactly what I need, okay? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. I'm about to board the train for the platform for this Saturday night trending topics, okay? Messy people. Do you know some messy people in your life? All right, come on now. Hey, Leo.
Choo-choo, I'm here, Diva. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Hey, Wendy. Hey, Julius.
Mike was muted. Hey, Diva.
Hey. So, y'all, we're going to go ahead right on and get into today's stories, okay? So, you know, the first one I'm going to do is that viral plane freakout. I will remind y'all what happened. I'm going to let y'all see, you know, what she's doing current day. This chick is messy beyond belief, and she is trying to rake in and cash in off of her viral mess, okay? She's trying to get more than 15 minutes of fame. She's a mess. So hold on, let me share the screen. Let's get into her story first. She's messy, boots. So first, I will remind y'all of, let me see, let's mute this so it won't go past what I needed to go past. I will remind y'all of the mess that she started, okay? This is what she did way back when.
What?
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to. Bye.
So that's the nonsense that she did way back when. Now let me go to her fake apology here. Hold on, let's hear her apology.
Hi everyone, it's me, Tiffany Gomez, probably better known as the Crazy Plane Lady, which is completely warranted. As you know, I have been unwilling to speak on the viral video, but I do finally feel that it's time. First and foremost, I want to take full accountability for my actions. They were completely unacceptable. Distressed or not, I should have been in control of my emotions, and that was not the case. My use of profanity was completely unnecessary, and I want to apologize to everyone on that plane, especially those that had children aboard. Can't imagine going through that and trying to explain to your kid what in the world just happened. We all have our bad moments, some far worse than others, and mine happened to be caught on camera for the whole world to see multiple times. Sorry, trying not to sound like Minnie Mouse. Well, it has been really comical for everyone, and I have highly enjoyed so many of the memes. On the flip side, it is very invasive and unkind, and I don't know what I would do without the love and support of my friends and family. They are loyal to a fault, and I don't know what I did to deserve them. Sorry, y'all. I hope that I can use this experience and do a little bit of good in the world, and that is what I intend to do. I hope that you guys can accept my apology and I can begin to move on with my life.
All right, so that's her, and want to tell, join me on my journey of promoting mental health, wellness, and all that. And then, you know, let's hear her after all of that, an apology. Okay, standing by her feelings. Hold on one second.
Listen, I mean, I gotta ask you, how does it feel to be traveling again?
Great.
You know, in the airport again after what you went through.
A little bit of anxiety, but it's been good. Yeah.
Are you doing anything differently, like, you know, when you're getting ready to travel, or was there any new techniques you used?
No.
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 And a lot of people are curious.
Yeah.
What exactly you saw, because you know you alluded to what you saw, but like we just want to know, like, you know, what did you see?
I mean, thanks for asking that, but I have been told that I cannot comment on it right now.
I see.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to, like, you know, have a full kind of interview somewhere, or like what's going on? What's the deal? What's the plan
rate
on?
It's going. I feel like it's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
So yes, there's some things in the works, mostly nonprofit charity stuff. But I've been trying to like lay low for the most part, but reporters wouldn't let that happen. So
yeah. Well,
I was so much strong-armed into speaking, and now here we are.
Well, I do want to know, like, I mean, you won't say to me what you saw right now.
Yeah.
You can't.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, but what about, like, what was the reason that you wanted to get off so bad?
Again, can't speak on that right now, but
Understood.
I was distressed and I was getting off the plane no matter what. I just probably didn't need to make the scene that I made.
Right.
But I was getting off that plane for sure.
Right. And you stand by that, like,
100%,
even now?
100%.
So that's her. She can't say. She's so full of crap. And then let me show you where she did this interview. Let me see. Hold on. Let's play this.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's
Can I ask again what you saw?
Yeah. You know, the reason why I probably haven't come out yet, because it's like so cringe. I did not see anything.
What?
I mean, I think y'all knew that.
Okay.
We honestly had no idea.
Yeah.
You said you did.
No, I did not. The
Those
media.
motherfuckers.
You said this motherfucker's not real.
I said that motherfucker.
It's not real.
These. Or
Okay.
Like.
Apologies.
Yeah. So I got in a bit of an altercation. It spiraled out of control. It was not my best moment. I mean, it was actually a horrible moment. It's absolutely mortifying. So
Everyone has
mortifying.
bad moments on planes.
Yeah, but mine, 450 million plus people have seen it.
Yep.
Like,
It's that many. Jesus.
That's a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank God people don't think it's me though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm cool
so-
with that. I'm
wait,
cool with that. I'm happy if they don't think it's me.
So what you're saying is that clip that we all saw, that motherfucker's not real, is not like you thinking that if someone is an alien. It was just the tail end of an argument.
It was an expression of speech.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it was just like you had an argument with some guy on the plane, and then as you're leaving, you're like, that motherfucker's not real.
Yeah.
That's
Was it like
crazy.
an
It's
arm
just-
wrest? Like you guys are fighting
Yeah,
over
what
the
was the
arm
fight
rest?
over?
This
Overhead space.
This is way less crazy, by the way. You're completely vindicated. Like, because everyone obviously said they watched the clip and they're like, oh, what'd you see, an alien? What'd you see this? It's like, no, she was just saying that motherfucker's not real.
yeah, I mean, so Daily Mail was like the first to like take it and run with it. And they're like, she saw a not real person. And I'm like, they are making me look bad shit. I mean,
Yeah.
and given I did, like I did look absolutely crazy.
Mhm.
But no, I'm just was in my feels, needed to get off that. I was highly distressed. Not a good look. It was not a good situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was it?
It's not a good look.
So was it armrest? Guy smelled bad?
I was thinking.
No, I
reclined
was
seat.
actually in the aisle seat and I like gave up my aisle seat because I'm, as you heard me say, I'm only 5'2". My little bratty ass voice, like, so sorry for that, by the way. So gave up. I was in the middle seat and it was just, there was just a really bad energy. And I don't want to get into like all the details of that. Just as you know, it's ongoing and this is probably not the smartest to get into that. But yeah.
I feel like you're vindicated now
Yeah,
because
like
it really was. Everyone thought like, oh, she saw something. She saw something. She's crazy. She's on drugs.
I mean, I
Like,
wish
no,
I did.
that's just an expression.
It would have
Like,
been
that
way cooler
motherfucker's
if I
not
did.
real.
It'd
Yeah.
be way cooler if I did.
She's so full of crap. She's so full of crap. Walking it back. Leo, your thoughts?
She is full of crap. And you know what? putting it all together now, because I would have sworn she did a microdosing or something like that before she got on the plane, and she may have, but she lost it, and she is the type of person that I gather from this situation. She is used to cooking out and spazzing out on people. What she ain't used to is it being recorded and put on the social medias and going viral. That's the part she's not used to. That's the part she's not used to. She seems as though, to me, she acts out. She is a person that is acting out. Whatever happened, that screaming up and down the aisle, it was emotional. She was taking it all the way to the left. She was outside her feelings. She was all those things. So I don't necessarily understand what the purpose is for her to come out and put out this apology and be all, giving these interviews and all this other kind of stuff. Because yeah, it happened. Is it time to move forward and get over it? Absolutely. But we're not that pressed, hon. We're not that pressed. That was just for entertainment for the masses. You got caught out there. I mean, you could have had Joe Lawyer put out a statement and it's over. Like, it could have been over. If she wouldn't have done all of this, we wouldn't even have to talk about this on the panel. It was over.
She's being messy because, number one, now she's saying that I never said, like, she's trying to act like I never said like it was an invisible person back there. So I'll say this: the rumor has it that she accused somebody of another color of stealing her AirPods and she lost her stuff. So you see how she keeps wanting to allude to, like, I really can't talk about it because it's ongoing. It's ongoing because you acted a fool, and I think that she should have had a bigger punishment, so to speak, in the fact that they had to not only not pull that plane off to let her off, but they had to take everybody off the plane because protocol is, because she was acting like something was back there, something's going on. They had the liability to search the plane to see what the heck she could have possibly been talking about.
I didn't know that. Okay, so what you're saying is that she's not telling the truth about what she really got upset about.
That part.
And then the inconvenience. Oh, she should have been put on the no-fly list. Everybody else would have been put on the no-fly list. I would have been, look, let me Big and Black start screaming in the daggone airplane. I think she on the no-fly list.
That part.
Okay.
So now she's trying to act like it was, I didn't say that, I said this. No, you said what you said. You said what you said, and you was being real messy. Yeah, she's hiding the story. Thanks, Lex. She's hiding the story. And so the reason why she said it's still ongoing, because they're still investigating. And I think not only did she make those accusations, she was drunk as a skunk, allegedly.
I knew it had to be some substances. I saw that. Yeah. What type of substance, I wasn't quite sure, but I knew it was some substances because she went all the way to the left. She cooked slam out. She went ham.
Yeah. And now she's like, she's because he said you're totally vindicated. I'm like, dude, vindicated or what? What are you talking about? Oh, that makes sense. What makes sense? What makes sense, sir? What makes sense? Like, you sound stupid. But see, they're giving her this 15, 20, 30 minutes of fame. So now she's spinning around and she's basking in the 15 to 20 minutes, knowing that she's not telling the whole story. Wayne, your thoughts?
My thing is that, if it's in litigation for whatever reason, if it's the airlines or whatever, I can see what she said. Well, I can't say but so much. I think she probably said too much on that last interview about, what's going on. I think she said too much. But she'd be a fool if she didn't take this opportunity, if there was dollars involved. Everybody want to know, she said 450 million people seen it, right? Okay. And say that she's really, because like she said her friends or something said, well, they knew that wasn't her. Whatever reason she went, she went off, right? And now, I don't know if she's running after these people for interviews. I wouldn't know this lady if she slapped me. Right. Okay. So TMZ, they must be running behind her to try to get a word. People contacted her for an interview, says, hey, can we do an interview? I don't know what they pay for interviews, but if they're giving her some money for some interviews and she's making some dollars off of it, running the circuit, go for it. You know, and granted that she's probably fighting, like you said, most people would have been on the no-fly list, right? But I guess if she can prove that there was some mental distress or something like that, I'm on medication, you know, I really, whatever, so she can stay off that list. Okay, so she, you know, maybe that's why she got to do it, you know. But if they're coming after her and offering her money for an interview, just because it went viral, 450 million people, you know, she could stand to make a lot of money just by doing the interviews. She might be messy, but she gonna be messy with some money.
Until the people come out that was on the plane that she was talking about, and maybe they're being silent because they behind the scenes setting up so they can get their payday from the airlines and everybody else. I mean, if it was just a little argument or whatever and she freaked out, they had to take the people off the plane, and everybody that was scheduled to go somewhere was delayed because of her. But we shall see. In my opinion, hey girl, what's up? What are your thoughts?
Hi, Diva. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Let me tell you something. First of all, people like this is a danger to society. The mere fact that this lady can get on interviews and say she didn't see anything and that she made all this up, it's a mere fact that this lady mental health needs to be checked real quick, okay? Because this lady sat here and distressed everybody on the plane and said she saw somebody that wasn't real. You made them unload a whole plane full of passengers. You delayed people from getting home to their families or getting to their destination on time. And you're making a mockery of it and getting paid for it. And the fact that nobody has held this lady responsible is part of her white privilege at play. I feel like she should do some jail time. It should be some fines. And I feel like this airline should put her on a no-fly list because she doesn't deserve to fly. She's sitting here making a mockery of them on every platform she can get on. No, I don't have no sympathy for this lady. This lady she didn't think about nobody when she did this. She kept saying how she gave up her seat. You gave it up. Miss me with that. She put everybody else's life in danger. She put everybody else's mental health in danger. She didn't know what nobody on that plane was suffering with when she decided that she was going to do all this and make a mockery.
She's messy. Thank you, in my opinion. Not only that, when she did her apology initially, she wanted to put up this whole mental health disclaimer. But now you going on this interview talking about you was just in your feels, whatever that means. I was just in my feelings. So which one is it? Is it your mental health or you was just in your feelings? Because now you're just talking about like it's a big fat joke. You was in your feelings, but 2 seconds ago, you was talking about mental health. You see how the people want to play too much with the mental health thing? And it's not right because there's people out there that's really suffering. So when it first came out and the people was making memes and mocking you, you couldn't take it. You wanted to tell them, calm down, you know, mental health. And now since you know everybody's joking and you getting your 15 minutes of fame, you want to talk about I was just in my feels that day. I wasn't saying that I saw somebody. Now you're trying to spin the whole narrative like we stupid. Dustin, your thoughts?
I agree with, in my opinion, on this topic this evening. I think that she needs to be put on the no-fly list, and she needs to get some mental health. If it was a mental health, she needs to get some help. But if she did start all this, she did put a lot of people's life in danger, especially when they had to stop the plane and everybody had to get I don't know if they got another plane or not, but everybody got delayed. This is just downright crazy to me and downright sickening. How many times have we seen this stuff on this panel? How many times have we seen this stuff on this panel and we had to have a conversation about it? This just needs to be ended, and we need to move on, Diva.
Thank you, Dustin. Julius, your thoughts?
Oh, she a manipulator
Mm.
and a gaslighter.
You better talk about it.
Girl, you ain't fooling nobody. You just letting your pretty little. Yeah. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Your looks ain't nothing, and that's why they feeding you all that BS. Girl, bye. Miss me with your like the things say on Sirius XM. Girl, bye.
Thank you, Julius.
Love you, Julius.
Bunny, this is your first time up here. How you doing? What are your thoughts? Are you there?
Yep. Hi, how are you, Diva? Hi, panel. Hi, chat.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So I just want to say this, the reason why I left this, because the way how she was just a regular drunk white woman looking for attention on the plane. I once I seen what she was doing, I was like, she looks like many customers I've had over the years of bartending. Like, and they think that they can wake up the next day like nothing happens. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So I just feel like she's just milking the opportunity because like she's a meme the meme that keeps on giving. Like, people use her for everything. That is why she is going on these interviews. It's not mental health. Like, I'm sorry, everything can't be mental health. Like, we have to start holding people accountable. Like, every time somebody does something idiotic, it can't be chalked up to mental health. We have to stop that. Like, it's getting annoying at this point. Like, because sometimes even watching people set up a dumb thing to do, and they're like, oh, now there's consequences. Like, people like her are used to getting away with doing dumb things and waking up the next morning as if nothing happens and going on with their lives. So I'm just chalking it up to, you're a drunk white woman, you wanted attention, you wanted a moment, and you know that you're not going to serve any jail time. So you're just trying to just milk the opportunity, and people want to know who you are because the green sweater person, there's been a lot of people pretending to be the green sweater serpent, alien, whatever she said was back there, the MFer that wasn't real. So we don't even know who the real MFer that wasn't real, who that individual is, whether it's a girl or a guy. People are trying to say they are that person for clout. So everybody's clout chasing. And I just feel like at this point, I thought we moved on from this, but I guess not.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate all your comments on that. Yeah, she's messy and she's manipulative and she's gaslighting and she's raking in on this nonsense that she did, and she caused a whole lot of havoc that day. Because like I said, everybody had to get off the plane. They had to search the plane. And matter of fact, I want to say they was about to pull off the tarmac, the runway, whatever, and they had to bring it back in because she was like, I'm getting off. She's a hot mess. All right. So thank you guys for your comment on that. The Bible Freakout lady, Tiffany, she's messy. But we're going to move on to the next messy person in our lineup today. And that is Mr. Cam Newton. He's a piece of work. Let me tell you something. This is just my opinion. I know sometimes, you want to do things for principle. But if I was Kia, I would tell him to come get this Bentley and shove it up his new, you know what, okay? Keys and all. I would give it back to him because I think he's messy. And I also think that men, and again, this is just my opinion, when you got a female that has had your children, whether it's one or many, No matter what, that should always be your family, and you should not want to dog your family out. I'm not saying you got to still be with the female romantically, but you should still have some respect for them. They gave birth to your seed. Like, where they do that at? What are we doing here? This Cam is just messy to me. So Cam Newton's ex-girlfriend Kia is fighting a lawsuit demanding she return a 2017. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful because that is not that old, but 2017, and this is 2023. Bentley says car was a gift from the NFL star. Now, this I know from personal experience that when it comes to gift giving from men, or even if you're the female giving it to the male, I know one thing where the judge will never take it back. If for sure you gave them that gift, and even if you watch Judge Judy and all of them, if you happen to have given that person whatever it was on Valentine's Day, their birthday, or Christmas, then it is going to most likely be looked upon as a gift, right? So you have to be very careful on what day that you do give it on. I mean, this is a beautiful girl here, but let's carry on. So ex-NFL star Cam Newton's former girlfriend, Kia Proctor, asked the judge to dismiss the lawsuit he brought against her over a luxury automobile. According to the court documents obtained by Radar Online, Kia has denied all allegations in the case brought against her by Cam, okay? So Cam Newton, he's just messy. As we reported earlier this year, the ex-NFL star sued the mother of his 4 children. Now, I was going back and forth. I thought she only had 3 by him, but someone told me, yes, Diva, she definitely has 4 of his children, and he had a daughter, and she had a daughter prior to having, the 4 children with him. So she was with this man. She dated this man from 2013 to 2019, and she had 4 children by him. Now, that's another conversation, respectfully, we got to have with you ladies out there, right? And I'm not judging. Sometimes we got to help each other out and educate each other. Okay, so you had this one baby, and this man didn't marry you. Don't be having 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm just, speaking from experience here. Cut it off because he's messy. Cam quickly moved on and started dating Instagram model, who he ended up having 2 kids with. So he had 4 with you and 2 with this Instagram model. Look at this girl, beautiful girl. So Cam claimed he allowed Kia to drive his 2017 Bentley while they was together. Although the relationship has ended, Proctor remains, and that's Kia, in possession of the car and refuses to return the car to Newton, the lawsuit claimed. In his complaint, Cam said he purchased the vehicle on May 23rd, 2018, and placed it solely in his name. I think that could probably be problematic too, as he's trying to fight for this car to keep it, right? Cam said he allowed Kia to use the car with the understanding it would be returned in the event of a breakup. Let me tell you something right here and now. If you are giving me something and you're going to put a prerequisite before it, talking about if we break up, you got to give it back, I'm going to hand it back to you right on that day. No good. No, I'm good. Thank you. Okay. Now, he said in the suit, Cam said they broke up in 2019 and Kia moved out of his home. All right. As part of the move out process, Cam allowed Kia to use the car to move her things out of Cam's residence with the understanding that the car would be promptly returned. The suit read. Kia never returned the vehicle to Cam after she moved out of Cam's residence. First of all, if it wasn't hers and when she moved, I wouldn't allow her to take it. It's called a U-Haul in an Uber or a Lyft. Okay, if you what do you mean? Like go, so she was supposed to use it to drive stuff, then drive back, and then how was she gonna get back to her new place anyway? So you might as well go ahead and take the lift from the door. That's where he's messy. And if I was her lawyer, I would focus on that piece of it. He let her leave with the car because he knew he gave it to her. So Cam says despite numerous demands, Kia has refused to hand over the keys. Kia stubbornly refuses to recognize Newton's ownership of and right to possess the car, the suit said. Cam pleaded for help from the court in getting the car back. Now, in her newly filed response, Kia said the car was a gift from Cam, and he never told her she had to return it. She has demanded the entire lawsuit be thrown out of court. Okay, so now they've been, and listen, Kia and Cam have been fighting in court for years. Years. And you know what? When you're going back and forth with somebody in the court, it takes a toll on you mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. Because he took her to court, the sue Kia for paternity and asked the judge to set the child support. And they share sons together, I guess daughters together, and she has a daughter from a previous relationship. I would be done with this fool. Done. And I'll be like, you know what? Take your Bentley. This is messy. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's messy, but Cam Newton always been messy. My brothers, they support the Carolina Panthers and was here when Cam Newton was drafted. And the type of publicity that Cam Newton got was unreal. And within that small amount of time, his head blew up so big till he was damn near uncoachable. He thought whatever it was that was going on with that team was only and solely because of him.
Wow.
And this young lady that he was dating at the time, this Kia, she's a beautiful girl and she stood by his side. But I'm going to tell y'all something he always said while she was spitting out 1, 2, 3, 4 babies. He didn't want to be married. He didn't want to be married. He said that out his mouth outright.
Woo.
So that's a cautionary tale right there. Stop spitting out. I know he an NFL player, but he ain't played in the NFL for years.
Wow.
So I feel like something else is going on when it comes to Cam, because Cam is a type of man that believes the woman should always look her best. She should always be down for catering to her man. You know, after her responsibilities in the household, then she's supposed to be not only looking good, but bouncing on him every night and taking care of the kids and doing all the things. That's him. He really does feel that way. And so I feel like something else is going on when it comes to this, because if y'all went y'all separate ways, it's one or two things, right? Either she not found another man that's got deeper pockets than him and he jealous and he want his Bentley back. Or number two, whatever her own particular business ventures are going on, he must feel a way like, you got money, you making more money than me, so give me my Bentley back. Something to that effect. Because why make this type of noise now? And like you, Diva, I would give him his old ratty car back with the keys. Come and get this crap. I don't care nothing about it. Talk to my lawyer from here on out. We got our arrangement for you to see the kids, and that's gonna be it. Come and get this mess. I wouldn't even put up with this at all. And she don't really, in my opinion, have a leg to stand on for property that has a title to it and belongs to someone else.
I agree with you.
They're not married, for one.
That
so
part.
It's not necessarily, and North Carolina does not legally identify with common law marriage. So I don't know, what's particularly going on with this, but it's something else that's got him activated, and now he want to act like a butthole.
You said it. You said it. Son got him activated. But I tell you what, I wouldn't be driving around in that energy. I promise you that. Come get your car. Matter of fact, I have somebody go drop it off. She got her beautiful family focused. She's a gorgeous girl. Look at her.
Ain't she gorgeous? And always has been. And I also remember she also is a college graduate as well. And so she's very, very smart. So I'm not quite sure what she done got herself into that's making him feel kind of threatened. But he's pulling something. He's feeling a certain type of way. There's got something got him totally activated. And now he want to talk about a car she been driving for 6 years. Man, you better get off my line.
That part. And you allowed her to leave it with it on moving day. she was moving and you allowed her to take it and she was supposed to bring it right back. That just don't even make sense. Why? Just take a matter of fact, you drive her where it is and put the stuff in the Bentley and drive it over there and then let her come back. Something in the water ain't clean. He messy.
But people don't even do that, Diva. When you going your separate ways, you make sure your baby mama and your kids, they get into it's a U-Haul. It's 2 men in a truck. That's what you do. And you don't let somebody ride off with a whole Bentley that you don't want them to have. What they don't even do that.
You don't even do that. Look how gorgeous kids. They gorgeous. They're a cute family. Thank you, Leo. Wayne, your thoughts?
I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Can you see that?
I can't because
Oh,
let me stop sharing
no,
this. But go ahead. You showing the Bentley? Okay, go ahead.
that's the Bentley. That's the Bentley. That's
Okay.
a 2017 Bentley. And the way she looked darn good. She looked darn good in that Bentley. You think she want to give it up? Okay, I just said that for that. I had a friend of mine, right? She had told me long ago. She's older, right? Long time ago. And I think I was her husband or boyfriend, whatever. Bought her a Jag, right? Put it in the garage. Surprised her, right? She asked him, she said, this is yours, you know, blah, 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 blah. She said, oh, where's the title? She said, it's in my name. She said, take it back. I don't want it.
That part.
She said, take it back. I don't want it. Okay. And for this woman right here, like I said, I don't know this situation or whatever. Okay. When he bought that home and said that was a gift for her, and they not married, right? That's a gift for you. Okay, if it's really a gift for me and you buy it because you love me, put it in my name. Because she failed to do that, that's his car. Because he messy and she never got it in her name, it's his car. You can think about it whatever you want. By law, it's his car. It's titled in his name. It's not in her name, regardless of how long she had it. Okay, and because she said he gave it to me and she say something, it's his word against hers. And the thing that's going to trump it is because it's in his name. That's where she messed up at. Okay, so if he going to be messy or whatever, she had his 4 kids, you know, all of that, and whatever happened that he won his car back, give him his car back. Go get, okay, since you got a job and you're doing okay for yourself, okay, if you can't buy something comparable, you could buy a nice Mercedes and you still gonna look good. Okay, give up that 2017 Mercedes that's going for 84,000, not Mercedes, Bentley, that one was going for like $84,000. Give it up and go and get you like a C-class Mercedes. You still gonna look good. So give it up. You don't own it. Give it up. You don't own it.
Ooh, not you don't own it. Oh my.
No, you don't own it. You don't.
Ooh, in my opinion, your thoughts?
First of all, let me tell you something. Cam ain't just got this way. He been this way for a minute. Okay, he was trash in Alabama. He trash now. So he need to reap what he finally need to reap, and it's coming. And I think this is the woman that's gonna give him everything he need to reap for it. So more power to her. I'm praying for her. Let her keep her beating me.
You said let her keep her Bentley. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, let her keep her business. You know what? She been the only one driving it. He may be the owner on it, but she the one that's been taking care of it. So if you can't give me all the money I done put into it, then I'm keeping the business.
All right now, okay. Dustin, your thoughts? Dustin, are you there? Last call for Dustin. All right, I'm moving on to Julie. Oh, there's Dustin.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, I think that he should be allowed to get the car back.
Oh my. Ooh. Okay.
Boy, Dustin been capping hard for the brothers. Boy, I heard him last
Ain't
That car's in
Hey.
that car is under his name. I know they're not together anymore, so he should be allowed to get his car back.
Woo. Look at them men sticking together. Oh, geez. All right. We hear you, Dustin. We hear you. Woo. All right. Julius, your thoughts? Dustin said get the man his car back. What are your thoughts on Julius?
I think I'm gonna be in trouble by saying this word. He needs to stop being an Indian giver. Once you gave her that, okay, it was in your name. So what? So what? She's had it for 6 years. You're pathetic. I mean, even when he was with the Patriots, he was pathetic. Like, come on. Last time I checked, I don't even think he has a job currently or whatever. But quit being an Indian giver. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If it's the material thing that he wants, and he refuses to see why she left him in the first place, this is all a him problem. I bet you she probably has her a new man. That's probably why he's doing all this. That's what it smells like to me. She got her a new man, and he's mad about it. Guess what? Put on your big boy pants and get over yourself. You ain't that cute anyway.
A new man with 4 kids?
Listen, I don't
Yes,
know how
they
many
do.
kids. I don't even know if she has a man. I'm just saying. Some ego-driven straight men are pathetic when their exes move on. They are pathetic. And this behavior matches up with that philosophy. So he needs to stop being an Indian giver and let her go.
All right, let me move on. Carrie's, thank you, Julius. Carrie said, I'm not giving anything back. I never have and never will. But you better tell him you gave it to me, it's mine. Felicia, your thoughts?
Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Wayne. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
Felicia.
Hey, in my opinion, you know, these kids got me out here working. That's
We missed you yesterday.
And I missed y'all, but I watched the show. Some of y'all was misbehaving, but that's all right.
All right.
Oh. But listen, you know, I gotta tell you guys honestly, I got a little love for Cam, but he's messing up. He's messing up. He is. This whole thing with the car, I guess that's all that's left to fight over. So he decided he was going to be mean and rude and catty, if I may use that term, to try to bring some stress to her. But you know, she gave him beautiful children. She's doing a good job as a mother. And I understand, Carrie said, I ain't giving nothing back and I never will. But sometimes you got to ask what you're giving up, holding on to something. Woo! So I would say, look, come get this car and please stay away. Just stay away. Pay your child support. And, you know, I'll see you in court and make sure you're paying twice as much next time we get there. That's what I do. Thank you, Diva.
Oh, not twice as much. Bunny, what's up, girl?
She earned her keeps. She earned her keeps. I'm sorry. She earned her keeps. It's like, so my ex-boyfriend from 2 years ago bought me my puppy and put it all in my name. And when we broke up, he tried to take my puppy. So I was like, I'm gonna call the cops because the dog license is in my name.
Right.
Whether Kit Kat was in my name or not, I put in the work for, I earned my keeps. So I feel like with her and that Bentley, she earned her keeps. 4 kids later, she earned her keeps. Like, we got to get to a point where I get it, where it's like, you know what, the energy around the car is, you know, negative. But once you drive a car off the lot, the value of the car depreciates. Anyway, it's an old model. So we don't even know if it's a 2000, you know, it was the model of the year, or was it a model of a previous year, right? We don't know all the specifications and the specs of the car. And with that car comes heavy maintenance. So on top of the car depreciating off the lot, right? And it's driving around the road, and it's driving in dirt roads and regular roads, and how many repairs and who's responsible and who has been paying the repairs. I just feel like he's popped, or his money is starting to shrink a little bit because, you know, the baby mamas are accumulating and he's no longer in the NFL, and maybe his pension is not as big as some of the other players. So I feel like maybe it could be a money thing, but it's mostly a control thing. We can all, I feel like maybe we can all agree that him wanting to bother her about a car, since he's getting so much money, he's so rich, right? Why would you worry about one little old Bentley if you're making so much money? You have so much money. Like, I'm just really confused why you're chasing after this Bentley. And like, I think one of the people in the panel said, you know, it's like, why are you coming back for the car now? Like, that's the only thing you have left to fight for, because the child support and the kids thing is squared away. So it's like, it's probably just him just wanting to be like in control of something, and keep and holding her back from living her best life. Maybe she's moved on, and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I just feel like she earned her keeps. She put in the work with having all those kids. And I feel like, I don't know, I personally just wouldn't have kids with someone who wants me to carry before I marry, like my mom and stuff.
Wait, hold on, Bunny. You better, somebody better catch that. Carry before I marry. Come on, girl. You better talk to the people.
Yeah, no, I just, like, my mom always tells me, like, don't, you know, if the man just wants to have a baby with you, or like, oh, I'm gonna have a baby with you, like, no, like, press him and ask him, like, are you good enough to marry? So then I'm like, okay, when the guy says, oh, let's have a family, I'm like, what about the marriage?
Right.
Like, will you not marry me first? Oh, we could do that later. And I'm like, no, thank you.
You better teach the people in your age group now. Come on, girlfriend. Don't be carrying before you marry. I like that.
And don't be playing full house. Be playing full wifey and taking care of all the responsibilities of the house. This girl knew. He said this out his mouth. He said it. He did not want to be married, and she still kept having babies with him. Still kept taking care of the household. Still kept carrying his business. And don't do that. It's just...
You're sacrificing your body, because that's what I see with my friends. Like, I have friends that are single moms right now, like, even from like high school. I've been watching this for the past few years with friends from high school, and like, they're like now trying to bounce back. And I'm just like, we had a clinic in our high school that gave free Plan B out, and the girls would not take it. But that's a story for a different day.
Right. No, I appreciate you and your words. Okay, not like that. Don't be carrying before you marry. All right. Listen, guys, you know what? I will say this, and of course, you know, we don't know these people. So I'm just saying from what I see and from what it appears like this woman is a very good mother. And for her to be handling 5 kids solo, I commend her. She's doing a lot. And whether she got herself in this situation or not, I have got myself in situations, and in hindsight, I was like, why did I do that? But she's here now, and she's handling it well. So, you know, Cam, shame on you. Shame on you for trying to stress the mother of your 4 kids out over some Bentley. And you get it back and do what with it? Anyway, like I said, this is titled Messy People. I thank y'all for your comments on that story. We're going to go ahead and move on. Now, I want you to catch, and hopefully ET don't shut me down, but I'm going to go ahead and play it this Saturday. We're going to play it. We're going to roll the dice, right? I'm going to play this interview that Candice and Wendy had, because, you know, BravoCon is currently going on. What I do like that she said is that she catch when she says this, I wish that we can get back to just really being friends and people stop being so messy. And she also says how she wished Giselle would tell her own story and stop worrying about everybody else's. Now we're going to listen to Wendy and Candice speak. It seems like Candice and Wendy are seem to be thick as thieves. Maybe they the two that's going to be hanging out now. Because I know it's almost, when it comes to the Real Housewives of Potomac, it seems like it's Candice and Wendy against the world. But let's hear them talk to this guy here. Hold on one second, guys.
Don't have me stuttering in your mic. It's not only BravoCon weekend, it's Potomac premiere weekend. Yes! It's real in the P.
And the Twitter streets are already on fire thanks to Miss Candice. Why is there still such beef between you, Giselle, and Robin?
Well, I think you have to kind of separate those things, right? Because Robin and I have a history. We have a friendship. That was my sister. And I think she's just sort of in a trance right now. So I'm just waiting at the corner. I'm at the bus stop. I'm waiting on her to wake up. Yeah.
Okay. But the other half of the Green Eyed Bandits, no hope for the two of you?
I go back to, it's very hard to have even a simple relationship with a robot and someone who has perpetually decided that she is not going to share her life, but instead lie on others' lives. Go ahead.
No, I think for me, I'm just, my question to you, Bryce, from my commentator lens is, why are you constantly talking about others when we are not talking about you?
Who is that chick back
She did
in
tell
the
me
pink?
that she was thrilled by the prospect of filming this season because she barely saw you, Wendy.
And you don't need to see me. Okay? That's all right. It's okay. Because wherever I go, I shine bright.
There it is. Candice, you and Ashley, current timeline right now, are in a good spot.
Yeah.
This season, we see stuff not so in a good spot. So how do we get through that to get where we are now?
I think that we just have to decide as a collective that Ashley and I are going to ebb and flow. So Mondays, we might be good. But next Wednesday, we might be throwing plates. It just depends on the weather, the moon. We have what did I say? Our love language is fighting.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it's love. It's love.
I think deep down, they have love for each other.
Yeah.
And I can see that. I see the love. It's like a sisterly, distant third cousin type of.
Like it's family, so you gotta love them. You don't always have to like them.
Yeah. Correct. As a collective, I think I see all of these women as sisters.
Absolutely.
And I think us getting back to that space would be my hope. It's just everyone has to participate. And some of us are not participating.
Well, it seems like our new friend, or friend of me, Neka, is not bringing the sisterhood. She's bringing allegations of voodooism to the table. What is that about?
As someone who prides myself in my Nigerian culture and being the first Nigerian housewife in Bravo TV history, I really find it hard when xenophobic tropes are used. And it's something that as an immigrant, we really try to move past because it hurt us in our childhood. So to have it brought up on this platform willfully, maliciously, and knowingly, I think that it speaks for itself.
Class is in session. The professor is in the room.
Read a book. Yes, if you dare.
Read a book or read Candice's tweets.
That is also riveting reading. Yes.
It's literature.
It is literature indeed.
Shakespearean, if I must say.
Thank you.
Shakespeare. Yeah.
All right, we've got a lot of season to watch.
Yes.
Give me one thing we need to be bracing for. We got to buckle up for. What are we in for? Those faces might say all that we need.
Right. It's a personification in the faces.
It's something. This season is something.
It's weird. What I've been saying is season 8 is weird. We are disjointed. We're not sure what's happening. And trying to get to a good place is a tumultuous journey. And I don't know if we get there. I still don't know.
All right. Reunion will be interesting.
Listen. We have had quite a few conversations.
Yes, I'm ready.
Get me there.
I'm ready.
The show hasn't even premiered yet.
It doesn't need to. What color are we wearing,
Okay.
Andy? Because
Listen,
I'm ready.
I'm going to
I will be
oil
there
my
tomorrow.
knees.
Yes.
I'm ready to sit in my
I'm
seat
ready.
wherever it is.
Yes.
My notes are ready.
I
My
already
notes are on
ordered
fire.
My new wig for the reunion.
Okay?
I
It's
am
a
ready.
reading wig.
Yes,
Because we read in these
we
weeks.
will be
You
here.
two are a damn mess, and I am here for it.
All right. So those two are ready for the season, okay? And Candice is sick of Giselle. Okay. So Real Housewives, Candice dealing bastard on Giselle Bryant being a robot who lies on others. Okay. So Real Housewives of Potomac, Candice, the ambassador, is not mincing words when expressing her sentiments about her fellow co-star Giselle Bryant. Candice, along with fellow housewife Dr. Wendy Osefo, shared their thoughts with ET's Bryce on Friday at BravoCon in Las Vegas, shedding a light on their complicated relationships within the show. Candice began by addressing her bond with co-star Robin Dixon, stating, well, I think you have to kind of separate those things, right? Because Robin and I have a history. We have a friendship. That was my sister. And I think she's sort of in a trance right now. So she's trying to say that, Robin is under Giselle's spell. And she said, I'm just waiting for her to wake up. And she said, with Giselle pretty much needs to tell her own story and stop trying to discuss and bring up rumors that her and her husband are having marital problems. I will say they look really good in there. I did not like somebody saying something about Candice wig. I didn't like that wig on her either, but I loved her top. Okay, where did she get that top? I wanted, but I also thought that Wendy Osefo looked really good in that interview, right? So Leo, your thoughts?
I thought Wendy looked great too. That contrast to her brown, dark skin with that yellow, she did that. She did that. I just these girls. One thing that gets under my skin with Wendy and Candice, they looking for something that's not getting ready to happen. Giselle cannot stand Dr. Wendy Osefo. And it goes all the way back to when, once again, Giselle is all in other people's marriages, and she went for Wendy and her husband, Smiling Eddie daggone marriage, and Wendy read her down to the ground. And Giselle ain't never got over that. She read Giselle down to the ground and let her know, you keep trying it with me, you're going to see another side that you ain't going to like. And Wendy and Giselle never got over that. I don't know why they find it so important to be genuine friends with Giselle, but Giselle is only there for the chat. She's a mini producer. She stirred things up, and she will let you know that this is her job, is to keep things stirred. That's what she does. She don't care about what social media has to say about her. And I do believe somewhere within this, Giselle has people that do rock with her. I feel like Giselle is one person on camera and another person out here in her real life. I think she does have people that really rock with her. But within this group right now, that is not something that's going to happen. Robin is not going to leave Giselle's side to be cloaking with Candice or whatever they got going on. And they really irritate me when they come for people's marriages. I really don't like this part of the show. Giselle and Robin, especially Robin. Robin is a full-blown hypocrite. I would not pay anything Robin has to say about anybody's marriage because she don't tend to her own. These people are classic throwing stones that live in glass houses. These people at this Potomac be getting on my nerves when it comes to these marriages. And I wish these girls would stop looking for genuine friendship. And how about just look for civility?
I like that. Thank you, Leo. Wayne, your thoughts?
I don't watch this show, and when I saw part of the clip, it reminded me why I don't watch these housewives shows. How many housewives shows you seen where the format is have a function and just blow up? Everybody start fighting, calling each other names and stuff like that. But that girl in the black was wearing that blazer, and she had her just enough cleavage to show that she was classy, not slutty, but classy. She looked good in that yellow on that black and the way she was wearing it.
Yeah,
and I don't even know him, but she looked good. But yeah,
she did. She looked amazing. Teddy Zaddy. Okay, this your first time up here with us. What would you like to say? Thanks for coming.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
About Candice. First of all, I think Leo said, I don't really understand why Candice wants to have that friendship with Giselle and Robin. As far I'm concerned, I think that she should just act like Giselle and see them as co-workers, maybe friendly co-workers, if that's what she wants. And I believe that it is what she wants, because I don't want to have friends who are all the time all up in my business, who want to tear down my relationship with my significant other, friends who will believe a rumor in a heartbeat over what I am telling them about my relationship.
Come on now.
I mean, Robin, especially Robin, because she says that she is the closest. Candace says that she was the closest to Robin, which is weird to me, but anyway. But Robin is the same one who a few weeks ago said that in her podcast that she believed 100%, I think, the rumors that are out there about Candace's husband. She said that she has seen enough to think that everything that is being said about Chris, that's his name, right? Is true, is true. And when you are a real friend, you don't say things like that. Even today, I had a conversation with one of my very good friends. She said to me that she liked the fact that I am never in her business like that I never ask questions like the rest of her friends do. And I told her, well, I find it strange. I mean, why would I do that? It's not of my business. We talk about your relationship because you initiate the conversation. You talk about your relationship. I never ask you questions. I always comment what you say. And even when you ask me for advice, I always tell you, listen, I am single. I don't think that I am the best person to advise you in that area. But if you want to have my opinion, here's my opinion. I always tell her that. And Candice is not getting those behaviors from Giselle and Robin. So, in my opinion, she needs to just see them as co-workers. She didn't know them, I believe, outside of the show. So she should treat them like co-workers. I have a good relationship with my co-workers. I like them, but I've never invited them in my house.
Oh, shoot.
I don't want to. Well, I mean, they're good people, but it's my space. It really means something to me. And if Candice wants to bring negative energy or mean-spirited people to a place, well, okay, do whatever you want to do.
Well, Teddy, you better go ahead. Thank you for your commentary on that. I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming up on this Saturday. Dustin, your thoughts? You there, Dustin?
Can you hear me, Diva?
Yes, I can.
I think that we're gonna have to wait till the season comes out because I ain't gonna. I don't want to speculate, but we're gonna wait and see what the season comes out, and this season's gonna be a crazy one. So, I think that some of them's gonna fall apart by the end of the season.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you, Dustin.
You're welcome, Diva.
Thank you. Julius, you're up.
Okay, because my ADHD brain got in the way. Just a quick question. Who was the person again?
Candice and Wendy Osefo spoke and kind of talked about, how Giselle was speaking on Candice's marriage to Chris.
Oh, okay. I do think Giselle needs to mind her business. And I sensed, if I remember, they sounded like a little tense when they said that too. They got to be annoyed by it by now. So my thought is, because I think that's like a sticking point for the both of them. Giselle needs to mind her own business,
and that's that, right? Mind her own business. I appreciate you. Thank you, Julius. Felicia, your thoughts?
Hey, I want to welcome Teddy, and I really like his point of view about, on the job, if somebody's a friend, colleague, a friendly colleague. And this reminded me of what we were talking about the other day about Ruby. Nobody's calling me at home. I'm not feeling good. I had 2 mental breaks. I didn't get this, or that. And so I'm wondering, maybe because I am on the older end of things, maybe the workplace is really changing. Maybe you're supposed to really be friends at work now. Is that it? Am I missing something?
No, you ain't missed the memo. You ain't missed the memo.
You ain't missing no. That's not a good strategy.
Because I'm wondering why these people care. You're in the entertainment business. Yes, you're there to entertain. You got to create conflict. That's in every storyline. So, but then you say, well, I'm really hoping that blah, blah, blah. Doing what you just did is going to create even more conflict, I think.
Whoa. Right.
So,
okay. That's
so I'm just taking it as entertainment. I wish them a successful season. I hope that all those who follow and watch enjoy, the season ahead, pretty much. But I'm wondering what's really going on in the workplace. Everybody want to be friends with everybody? I don't know.
Yeah, thank you, Felicia. Bunny, your thoughts?
Okay, so something that I feel like a lot of the panel didn't touch on is that Wendy was making a comment about the other new Nigerian girl that is on the cast and speaking about her traditions and what we're gonna see, and saying that like, oh, they brought this new girl in and she is the stereotype that us Nigerians have been trying to fight against. And I'm half Nigerian, so I'm just like, multiple things, why can't we have multiple facets in America? Because I just feel like some people pray to Oshun, like Beyonce. So what's the problem with this? Like, we would have to see how they play up her Nigerian spirituality, or her because I was just like, why did she make that comment? That really just, I don't know, it perked my ears up. I don't know if maybe they welcome her more than they welcomed Wendy. So that, like, oh, they keep, like, oh, like, you're the Black friend that they like, or oh, you're the Nigerian friend that they more so like to be around more than Wendy, because she's trying to insulate herself and acclimate herself into American culture. And, she sprinkles on her Nigerian culture, versus this one, who her name is Nneka, which is very, is a name that they have to learn how to pronounce, and they have to, she can't hide that she's Nigerian. Maybe they like her authenticity more than trying to be the upper class Nigerian girl in the group that, had a lot of options. So, maybe they like her story more than yours, and they gravitating towards it. And like, I feel like with Candice and Wendy, they really wanted to fit in with the Green Eye Bandits. Like, just like Ashley, they wanted to be in cahoots and be in a part of the gang. And since they've been iced out because of maybe just personal reasons, or maybe they don't fit the appearance, or any reason, I don't know, right? They're mad because maybe this new girl is being like accepted with open arms because of the bad PR, the colorism stuff, etc., right? So we would have to watch what happens, because I was just like, what? If you're Nigerian and I'm Nigerian, usually we try to get along as much as possible. Even if we don't necessarily like each other, we would never show each other in public that we would never speak down on each other. So my ears perked up a lot about that.
Gotcha. Thank you, Bunny. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, Bunny, I would implore you to go look at what Anika has said about Wendy and her family, okay? From talking about her mama and everything, how she worshipped the devil. So there's a lot of stuff there. Um, Let me tell you something. The worst thing you can do is let a miserable person that ain't got nothing to lose come in and wreak havoc on your marriage. I see these women every time. They attack one marriage after the next. And that's because they're miserable. And misery loves company. Don't let people too far in your marriage. I don't play with my marriage because it ain't a game. And for the life of me, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. I won't give you a second time to put a knife in my back. So I'm praying that Candace has gotten the wherewithal to guard her marriage and guard her heart. Because, baby, these people are miserable people. And y'all already see how Robin is. She's a fraud, okay?
All right. Who, in my opinion, thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. I do appreciate y'all. Now, listen, great stories tonight. But, I want to end with a story. And this particular story is about teachers. It happens to be about the teachers in Texas, but I really feel like it represents teachers all around the world.
Oh, Diva, am I about to cry? Don't make me have to log off.
You ain't gonna have to log off. You ain't gonna have to cry. But I do want us to have a discussion about this after I finish playing the video. So give me 1 minute, y'all. We're doing good on time. I do appreciate y'all. Let me find it. Okay, so let's get into this story here. Hold on 1 second, everybody. So everybody could just mute for me while I play this story really quickly for everyone, and then we'll discuss it as soon as it's over. Just need a few minutes here.
Numbers, and not just in the state of Texas, but nationwide. Governor Greg Abbott last year, we know, urged the state's education agency to figure out what to do about it. So fast forward to now, what's happened? Andrea Lucia is here with us tonight. I know you sat down with 6 North Texas teachers to try to get a backstory and figure out what the heck is going on with all this.
Absolutely. We've been following this story. We reported on it when Governor Abbott called for the immediate creation of that task force. He was worried the absence of qualified teachers could impact our children's education. Well, in a year and a half now, teachers are still leaving. So we started searching for those who could give us the inside scoop on why.
I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a heart attack. I started having nosebleeds. I never had a nosebleed.
And I just felt like everything was choking. I was like, what's going on?
I had increased anxiety medicine, depression medicine.
And the doctor came in, he goes, "Are you under a lot of stress?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "What do you do?" I go, "I'm a teacher." He goes, "Yes, you are."
These are the stories of 6 North Texas teachers.
We represent different grade levels. We represent different ISDs.
They do have one thing in common. They all recently quit.
It takes a toll.
I could not do it anymore.
Together, they have a combined 140 years of experience.
Raise your hand if you feel like you made a difference in kids' lives.
So stepping away wasn't exactly easy.
I mean, I can't do that anymore, but that's where my heart is.
And I just cried because I thought, that's my last, that's my last group of kids.
The Texas Education Agency reports more than 13% of the state's teachers, nearly 50,000 of them, left the profession last year, the highest number on record. There's more than just one reason, this group told us, for the exodus. But a good starting point is the money, or better said, the lack of it.
Oh, and I know I didn't get into it for the money. I know I didn't get into education for the money. But I sure thought it would be a lot easier than having to hold down a couple of jobs to maintain.
The average starting salary for a teacher in Texas is just over $45,000. As they gain experience, salaries increase, but not by much. Veteran Texas teachers make on average just $20,000 more than novices.
I've talked to my ex-students who are graduating and who are going into college, and they're like, I go, "So what are you going to do?" "Well, I would be a teacher, but The main things that are the drawbacks: money. They can't survive. They can't survive on what they're getting paid, and the retirement. When they retire, like, I know you know this, I'm retired, and I laughed at what I was going to get for my retirement. Like, I literally burst out laughing.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott last year commissioned a teacher vacancy task force to look at how to improve teacher recruitment and retention. Topping its list of recommendations released this February was a significant increase in overall teacher salaries. But state lawmakers failed during their regular session to pass any increase at all. The task force also tackled teachers' working conditions, recommending redesigned schedules that increase time for planning and development.
No one tells you that you do all the extras.
You put out so much of your time and energy, not just during the school day, but after the school day, on the weekends, developing plans, making sure the kids have what they need.
And if a teacher is good at what they do, this group says their job just gets harder.
The teacher who works hard, the teacher who takes on the mother role, get the most difficult children.
They get the tough kids. Those aren't going to be the kids that make the scores on the standardized assessment.
But the problem is you don't get any additional assistance.
The pandemic only made it all worse.
I don't know if anyone's ever tried to teach a third grader on a computer.
I had to do first grade.
Yes.
In person and computer.
It's insane. Instead of the state stopping and saying, all right, we're 2 years behind now. We need to help these teachers. They just kept moving forward. And so you feel defeated.
Not just moving forward, requiring more, requiring you to work longer, no additional pay.
Every teacher here says they saw the effect of increased stress on their health, with high blood pressure, anxiety, and panic attacks.
I had an anxiety attack on the day of STAR. I thought I had committed treason.
We studied all 160 bills proposed this year that would have affected teachers. Most never made it to a vote. And in the end, not a single one of the task force's recommendations became law. Of course, they did pass this
specialty license plate that says Texas teachers that you pay $10 for.
It's safe to say they would have preferred a pay raise.
That would have helped.
Yeah, the Texas House did pass a bill that would have increased teacher pay statewide and overall funding for schools. The Senate passed it as well, but they made significant changes, making it all contingent on the school voucher program being adopted as well. Well, the two sides couldn't agree, and it all failed. We do expect to see this come up again in the next special session, but it's not clear if anything has changed to resolve that deadlock. And of course, we've got that whole impeachment trial to get through first.
We got that slice of business. You know, if you know any teachers, you look at the teachers in the story, it feels so incredibly defeating, right? First and foremost for them. Did they share with you what they think, the true root cause of why they're all feeling this way and why they bailed out?
Yeah, every single one of them talked about the lack of respect for teachers. It's not new, but it is getting worse. That was honestly the most emotional part of the interview and the most shocking. These teachers have been yelled at. They have been physically attacked.
I don't get that.
Yeah, and we're going to delve into that tomorrow.
Well, we'll look forward to the education tomorrow. Thanks for diving in. And our big tip of the cap to those former teachers for talking. That's a brave thing to do. Thank you.
Woo! Shout out to all the teachers out there. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Don't get paid enough. Got to work nights and weekends and a physical another job just to make ends meet. Then you got parents that will be all up in the teacher face, threatening them along with the kids. It's a mess. Leo, your thoughts?
I don't blame them. You know, I really, and it's unfortunate because I heard in the interview, they said it's something like 120 years worth of teacher experience. The kids are the ones that are going to suffer from this lack of knowledge and experience that's not going to be in the school system. And also the last question that the gentleman asked was, well, why is this? Why is this going on? Teachers have been disrespected and there's a lack of respect. The judges, the doctors, the lawyers, they make all this money, but the teachers make just as much as a general manager at a fast food joint. I don't understand how, if the kids are the future,
Right,
why
right.
there isn't political will to make sure teachers have everything that they need.
Yeah.
I really don't understand that. I really don't get, I can't tell you why or whom or who's to blame. I think us as a collective, as a society, as a community, we don't make enough noise to make sure that teachers are being taken care of. We make noise about all this other kind of stuff that goes on in the world while the teachers are left behind, which in turn leave the students behind.
Yeah, I agree. Julius, your thoughts? All right, Dustin, your thoughts? Dustin, are you there? All right, I'm gonna move on to, in my opinion, your thoughts.
Teachers have a hard job, and they underpaid,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of time overworked.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish there was a way that we could value them because they are teaching our kids who are supposed to be our future. And I don't understand why parents get so emotionally and so taxed in that they ready to fight with the teachers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But something's got to be done about that because the teachers have a right to be able to do their job without having to be, bombarded with the bad kids and the even rougher parents that are not parenting their kids at home.
Yeah. Thank you, in my opinion. Teddy, I see you said I'm in the chat there. So you teach. What are your thoughts on this?
So I'm a teacher here in France. I teach German in a junior high school, and I also teach in university German. Well, I do teach in a university because the salary I have as a teacher in junior high isn't enough to, well, I can live with it, but I have so much things I need to pay for that it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
I have to help my family out, so the money isn't enough. So that's the reason why I took that other job to work in a university. So I have students that are from 11 to 15
Mm-hmm.
and between 18 and 23. What was said about kids being disrespectful, well, it's true, unfortunately. It's not the case for everyone, but those who are very disrespectful, they are just horrible. Last year, a pupil, an 11-year-old pupil, he called me a racist slur. He looked at me right in the eye and in front of his friends called me that racial slur. He was all happy and all. And I felt, I cannot describe it. It was really horrible. And I'm happy that our school director and the other teachers, they stood by my side, but I knew that deep down they couldn't understand how bad I felt about that particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also me being a teacher, even in my family, the people around us, they always believe that we have it good because we have holidays. When we go home, we don't need to work. When in fact, we work all the time. Actually, we have to prepare our classes. Things didn't turn out like we expected them to turn out. So we have to change our schedule. I don't know if that's the correct word for it.
Mm-hmm.
The kids I am lucky. I have small classes. I have up to 25 children in my school, and students, I don't have that many students as well. So you have to balance all those different personalities, all those different needs, and we don't have the time to teach them what we are supposed to teach them in that limited time. And like it was said in the video that you showed to us, they, even in France, yeah, the government, I don't know why they do that, but they don't give us, they shorten our time. They shorten our time. They take things out for us to teach to the youth, useful things. They don't want, it feels like they don't want us to properly educate them, but they want us to work on other things that are a bit useless, to me at least. So it's not very, it's a difficult situation, and it saddens me to know that even in America, it's quite the same as here in France. It's the same in Germany as well. It's the same in Luxembourg. It's the same in the UK. It's the same everywhere in Europe. So that's quite sad.
Thank you, Teddy. I appreciate you. Thanks for educating the kids, and I'm so sorry that that kid said that to you. It's horrible. It's horrible what the teachers have to go through. Felicia, your thoughts?
All right. Okay. Thank you, Diva. So I have a lot of thoughts in my head, but the first thing I think I need to do here is to clearly state that I personally do not hold children responsible for their own learning. So in no situation do I blame children, particularly those in institutionalized classrooms in schools, for what they know and don't know. And that includes civility, that includes social grace, that includes academia, that includes artistic ability, athletic ability. I just do not. I did some research when you were running the story, because I am not truly familiar with the Texas public school, is what I believe they were talking about, system. But I did find three very important things. In the state of Texas, they allow school districts to issue a school district teaching permit to someone who does not hold a teaching certificate. We know for decades now they have been allowing people to teach who were not trained to be teachers, who were not taught to be teachers. Perhaps they studied in the arts and sciences, or they were a music major, or they were a health major, and they finding employment difficult, and they decided they would go into teaching without having teaching experience, without teaching in discipline. What do I mean? I went to school to be a math teacher, and I am now in front of a classroom of middle schoolers, and I am teaching math, of which I was disciplined, educated, and trained in. It appears that in the state of Texas, you can get a permit for a couple of dollars and you can go get a job as a teacher. So what is the result? 42% of the children across the state of Texas in public school are reading at grade level. So that leaves 58%. So we take 10 kids, 6 out of 10 are not on grade level. So if your child is attending a public school in Texas, I would encourage you to seek alternative learning environments, because your children are being failed, period. So I'm grateful that those 6 people have exited the learning education public school system. And I mean it respectfully. If you cannot do the job, if you don't have the heart that it takes, if you don't know what you're going into, how to be compassionate, how to be loving, how to teach children, you don't belong there. And your failure is your failure. I don't want to hear about what the kids didn't do. You didn't do your job. Thank you.
Ooh, all right. Thank you, Felicia. I'm sorry. Let me go in order here. Julius, you're up.
It's a hard not life out here for these teachers. It's like It reminds me of Influencer. It was a skit, but it's something serious at the same time. And she called herself in the skit like redirecting the children. But she said, you could tell your mom I got hands for later because I ain't got time to be messing with you. Now, that was just a part of her skit. But these kids, some of them is out of control nowadays. They have deliberate no respect across the board, not even for their own parents. And you would not believe, like, and they say, I don't get paid enough for this. And sometimes they working at like the Family Dollar, just the, like, I don't know, like, be on top of their bills, really. The whole educational system to me needs to be readjusted in things because teachers deserve a very livable wage, especially being in charge of our young people.
Thank you, Julius. E, you're up.
Hello.
Hey.
So I have a few points, but let's start here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that anyone who intentionally gets into the teaching profession and majors in teaching and goes through the hassle of getting certification, either one, loves kids, or two, loves the subject they teach, or ideally, three, both. For those who went into the profession for lack of finding other employment options, I still think that they are routed to that particular destination for a purpose, and they can make a difference, because I do believe there are people who genuinely want to make a difference. I believe that. But being realistic, nationwide, there are several schools which are understaffed due to the working conditions. And there are schools, at least I speak for the state I'm in, they are coded as hard to staff due to the unsavory behavior of the children, for lack of a better term. And so if we know that we do not have enough teachers to meet the needs of the students, but we have people who are willing to come into the profession and try, but we turn them away and say no thanks because you don't have what you need, we're going to end up with teachers who have class ratios of 1 to 60 and up. And so the teachers, the few good teachers who are trained and certified and have the expertise and have the training, we're going to lose them too, because people are already fed up. A lot of teachers that I know personally who have been in the profession 15, 20 years, a lot of them are just waiting to retire because they said, I put in so much time. I don't want to lose everything I worked so hard for. I'm just counting down. So they're already drained. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When teachers lose that passion, it's not simply because of the money. There are lots of people who work at jobs where they are underpaid, but they stay because they love the environment, they love the people they work with, and ultimately they do love what they do. A lot of people will stick around to their own detriment. I've seen it with my own two eyes, especially working in management and working in human resources. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But we already know this generation of kids, some of them, most of them lack morals because of what's going on. They lack etiquette and have no pause when it comes to behaving badly. And they know that they are behaving in a way which is not productive. Now, we can say kids will be kids, but speaking from a perspective of an educator, it is terrible for any educator when they pick up a phone to call a parent and the first thing they hear on the other line is the same attitude, the same broken English, and the same ghetto ooh-la-la that the kid displays in the classroom every day.
Better talk. You better talk.
From the adult. Plainly put, these kids are a mess, some of them, because the parents are a bigger mess. And so these little messes are big messes in training. and the parents cannot control them. I've heard parents say that.
Yeah.
I've heard people say that. You can see it in the grocery store. You don't have to take my word for it. They can't control the kids in the grocery store. Listen to how some of these kids talk at the checkout line. Okay. And the parents know, because I know what my daughter can do. I know what she can do. So I'm taking it, and it's incumbent upon these other parents to know what their kids can do. And these parents must know that their kid is not as smart as they should be for the grade level in which they are placed. But the parents don't care. And I'm not saying it's all parents, but it is enough of them. And in essence, a lot of parents are teaching their kids to get over on the system, get by on being dumb, and then wonder why when it's time to get in high school, they can't pass the assessment. Oh, how come no one told me? This doesn't just happen one day, okay? And we can't put all the blame on the education system, because I'm going to piggyback on something Felicia said. You have to exercise your options as a parent. If that school is not serving you and your child, then you need to move them. You don't just keep getting by on being dumb, because one day you're going to wake up and it's going to be too damn late. Okay. Now, I wanted to, last thing, and I don't want to be long-winded, but two things as to why I feel that the teachers are walking out, not just in Texas, but all over. The teachers I know, I can only speak for what I know and who I know, are upset regarding the lack of support in the classroom from the administrators and the parents, because kids will threaten teachers, record teachers and post them on TikTok, cuss teachers out to hell and back. And when teachers send them out of the room to the administrators or call the parents, the administrators send them right back. You call the parent, the kid comes back right back the next day and still acts the same way. It's no consequences. And I've heard someone say, well, we cannot blame kids for what they don't know. But what I do know for a fact, is that every teacher goes over the rules and expectations for their classroom on the first day of school, and every day when they see something out of pocket. And so even if you're not being taught that at home, you're being told by an adult when you enter their classroom that this is the behavior that I expect. And so when your child makes a conscious decision not to do that, because I know I'm not going to get in trouble anyway, you can't do anything to me, I know my mama ain't going to do nothing, then we have a terror on our hands. And so all this child is going to get is pushed out of the school system until they turn 18. And then the police are going to come pick them up and put their ass in jail. So when we say we don't hold, kids accountable for their behavior, I feel like we have to be, and I don't want to say that we're saying somebody said that, because nobody said that. But I feel like some parents believe that it's the school's responsibility for you to send little Johnny to school acting the way he acts, and I'm supposed to send him back as Barack Obama. No, I don't think so.
Come on, now you better talk, E.
And the second thing is, because I talked about the administration. The other thing is, now I'm not going to let the states get by so easily, because if we see that they're fighting over giving them this little 5% increase, 10%, whatever the hell it is, and it's going to be passed, or it's not. You're playing with people's time, you're playing with people's money, and I wouldn't stick around for that. Now, what I know I've seen in the state in which I live is that they've changed the grading scale, and this is a big, huge problem for me. I cannot stand it. Kids do not get zeros anymore. When I was in school, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but when I was in school, if you didn't turn in your homework assignment, you got a big fat zero and you got an F. Nowadays, the lowest grade in the state in which I live, I don't know if it's different in other places, but the lowest grade you can get is a 60 for general education. But if you have, let's say, an IEP, or you have accommodations on file, you have a 504 plan, in some cases, the lowest grade that a kid can get is a 70 by law, by what they have on file. If the lowest grade that a kid can get is a 70, doesn't matter what they do. Because if you get 70, there you go. What's the point of even sending them to school if you're going to pass anyway? So when we talk about kids being pushed along, this is what I'm talking about when I say kids are getting by on being dumb and the parents just allow it. Because in my state as well, elementary and middle school credits don't count. And so when you really want a child to be kept behind, sometimes the parent has to come up there and say, no, I don't want my child to go for it. I want them to repeat this and do this again, because parents have that right to do that. Now, when the last thing I'm going to say is this, it is very unfortunate, and if the teachers and parents know that the lowest grade you can get is a 60, and in some cases a 70 or 75, it depends on how these parents go up there and structure these IEP plans. But the kids know that too. And so they know all I have to do is get the assignment, put my name on the paper. I don't even have to put the answers on there. I don't have to get one question right, and I already got a 60. But then for general education, let's say I have a kid and he has done his best. He has come to tutorial. He stayed after school, and I'm grading this regularly. And the highest grade he got genuinely is a 60. Do you know how unfortunate and how uncomfortable that makes some teachers feel to have to give the same child a 60 who tried their very best, the same 60 that somebody came in who did absolutely nothing but put their name on the paper, didn't even put any answers on there, and they get a 62? It is unfortunate, and parents know this. This isn't something that they don't know. The school system puts this in the handbook. This information is available to everyone. And so I say all that to say the grading scale is not really the grading scale. So when we see these stories on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok of these people who have these 4.9s, these 5.2s on a 4.0 scale, it's astronomical to me how many times I've seen that, and these kids are being glorified when they walk across the stage as being accelerated. Because I know for a fact that those scores that we see where they talk about, I think they said 53% was reading on grade level or wasn't on grade level, something like that, what they said in that video. That may not be accurate, because what was said to me, and someone told me this the other day, is that a lot of these teachers, the only way they can stay in the profession is by producing good test scores, because that's the way that the school gets the funding. And so it's in the teacher's best interest to make sure that their test scores reflect high. Because if you don't, then that's considered a failure to perform, and then you're being looked at funny. So I don't believe that all of these children are reading where they're supposed to be, because if you listen to how they speak, you know damn well they're not reading on grade level. And I've seen some of these test scores with my own two eyes. Some kids are reading on kindergarten level, but they're getting ready to go to the 9th grade. They're in the 9th grade. They're getting ready to take the test to go to the 10th grade, but you're still on kindergarten. How do you think these kids are getting across the stage? How do you think that's happening? It's all a big circle, and it starts at the top, because it would be too much work for the education system to go back and say, you know what, we made a mistake. We're going to stop right here. And we're going to start on the fundamentals. We can't keep on with these yearly testing. If you're on the kindergarten level, how dare we as a system put 9th grade work in front of you, because you damn well can't read it. If you read on the kindergarten level, you don't have the comprehension to understand 9th grade work, 10th grade work, because you can't read. If you can't read, you can't do math. Those word problems on math is a beast. Okay, math was my least favorite subject. I didn't like it. But when I look at the problems now and the way they have these things worded, if you can't read, I know damn well you're not doing good in math. If you can't read, how the hell are you doing history? How are you comprehending what took place in history? You may know the dates. You don't know what the hell happened. How are you doing your science? The periodic table. How are you? It's no way. It's impossible. And so, listen, they don't have enough educators. They don't have enough people who want to be educators. But what we do have is an influx of kids. We have a whole bunch of kids with nowhere to go, but they want to be on their phones, and we allow them. So I think that it's gotten out of control, but we have to start somewhere. And where that place is, where that starting point is, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like. But if you're trusting and relying on the education system alone to groom your child for success, you are doing yourself and your child a disservice. Take matters into your own hand. You better get their ass into some independent learning at home.
Well, you said a word.
Sorry, Diva.
No, you're
That
fine.
pisses
You
me
said a
off.
word. No, you said a word. I know plenty of teachers, and I will say this. I feel for, that's why I did this story today. I feel for those 6 teachers, right? Because a lot of what they're saying is true. You getting 40,000, and then as a tenure teacher, you're getting 60 something thousand. Where they do that at? I know teachers that are doing second jobs and they're using their own money to buy supplies. Did you hear these teachers saying they had headaches, panic attacks, all kinds of stuff? Did you hear the teacher say she had to laugh of how much she was going to get at her retirement? Did you hear when they said, listen, we're working day and night, weekends to do our lesson plans? Because in the day, you heard the lady in the back said, I got to be their mother before I can even teach them. And then I'm expected to still teach them and teach them all of that. I don't, and you are right, E. People send their bad kid to school knowing they a whole hot mess, and then want you to come back and send Barack Obama, and then they're pissed if you don't. The first person that I was told growing up, if a child don't even listen to their mother and father, who you think they're gonna listen to? If you could sit at home and curse out your own mother and father, who you listening to after that? A cop said one time, discipline your kids or else the streets will. Listen, I don't want to, I'm coming close to being OT here. I thought this was going to be an express train ride. In my opinion, did I come to you already? I think I did. Did I? All right. Let me go to.
Yeah, baby, you came to me.
Okay, Savannah.
Okay. Hey, Diva, and I'll be really quick. And I agree with a lot of what E had to say, but and one thing we can all agree on is that teachers have never had more responsibility and less authority than what they're facing now. And one thing that no one has talked about that the public education system, politics has been poisoning our public education system. In the fiscal year 2023, fiscal year is from October 1st every year till September 30th of the following year. There was $271 billion dedicated to the Department of Education, while there was $1.8 trillion dedicated to the Department of Defense. Anytime there's a budget cut that is spoken of in Congress, the first department that gets cut is the Department of Education. So from that 271, automatically programs get cut, such as art, music, any woodshop, any extracurricular programs, they start cutting. And the first neighborhoods are or communities that get cut are the underserved and the underrepresented communities. So I'm not going to put this just on unruly children. I think this is also affects a community as a whole. The first letter, the first words in the American Constitution is "We the people," and until we the people start demanding a change in our education system, and it doesn't matter what party you are, red, blue, green, I don't care what side you are, and it doesn't matter who is in office, because Democrats do it, Republicans do it. It doesn't matter. Until you start demanding a change, they're going to continue doing what they do, and especially in our Black and Brown communities. I know I work in the system and I see it happen all the time. And in order to be successful, you have to work with your school system. You have to get in there, know your teachers, know your principals, know your. I know my kids are adults, but I have a 7-year-old grandbaby. I know her teacher. I know her school safety officers. I'm involved in the schools. I need to know what is your plan of escape if something happens. I'm just that involved. I need to be in it. If you need a chaperone for a school field trip, call me. I am extremely busy, but I will make time in my schedule to make sure that the teacher knows if she needs any assistance in that school, I have their back. But we need to find that and do that. So until we, the people, demand a change from our elected officials because we pay their salaries, they're going to continue with the foolishness. So this is not just on unruly children. It's also on public officials that we elect.
It's a mixed bag. But you see how in Texas, they said they passed the bill so these teachers can get a special license plate that they still got to spend $10 for. Bunny, you're up.
Hi. So, I grew up in the New York City school system. I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, well,
and
I'm from the Bronx too. Go ahead now.
Period.
Okay.
But so my mom was a school teacher before I was even born. I was pregnant and she was teaching at Jane Addams High School. And the thing was, the times were different, but she would tell me what she's been telling me these days, like about teaching, like parent teacher night. The students used to be shook when they came in, and the teacher has to tell them about the student and disrupting class and being a class clown. But now, like, from what I hear with my friends who are now teachers, they're the new teachers. They're like, oh, these kids are fearless and their parents got their back whenever they act up in school. And it's like, we're trying to help the child get better, but it's like, you know, my friend is a second grade teacher and she's like, you know, there's too many kids in the class disturbing the class. And like, when you call the parent in, they have a meeting with the parent is like, I'm gonna sue the school, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So the teacher just backs off. And like, school has turned into a daycare. Like, I remember when me and my friends were in school, like, we were scared at parent teacher night, and we're just hoping that the teacher doesn't say we talk too much in class, or we're passing notes in class, or we're doing the most in class. And I just find that, like, because I dabbled in teaching, being a dance teacher in a middle school in the South Bronx, and I was teaching fifth graders dance. I was 22 at the time, and the mothers were 22 with 10-year-olds, right? Or 23 or 25 or 27 with 10-year-olds. So they're close to my age. When I speak to them, they were not professional with me. They were thinking they were talking to a homegirl. And I had to tell them, like, look, aside from your daughter being in my dance class, she has trouble reading because we give them certain papers that they have to bring home and sign for permission slips. And they don't even understand the jargon. They don't understand the sentences. And it was very concerning. Even my mom was still in the school system at that time, but she was in a higher administration level. And she was just like, yeah, these kids are different. Like, when you were coming up, it was one way, but it's even worse now. Like, they can't read, they can't write, they don't teach cursive anymore. So the kids don't even know how to write their own signature. They got to figure that out. So there's a lot of things that have been cut in the school system. The parents are the ages of some of the teachers, so we don't get respected as well. And well, at the time I was teaching, and you're trying to tell them, like, look, your child's going to be behind. Like, I'm telling you person to person outside, like off the record, like, look, girl, your child has a lot of work to do and you need to do this. There's tutoring here. You try to point them in the right direction and they don't take the advice. They want to battle you. They want to fight you. They want to go to the school, you know, the superintendent, the liaison, the commissioner, you know, and you're just trying to help. But I just feel like that also trickles to the society as like single moms, young moms, teen moms raising kids, and it's kids raising kids. So it's like, look, if a girl gets pregnant at 14, they have a child, they get thrown into motherhood. The child turns 4, they have to like, oh, I have to register my child into kindergarten, and they don't even know what they're doing. They're 18 when their child is 4. Like it's just a cycle that keeps on cycling. You know, when your grandmother is 40, the child is 18 and the baby, the new baby is 4. It's like it's just kids on kids on kids on kids raising kids. And it's like no one, and they're throwing the kids into the school just to put them away so they can have time to themselves, versus like we're taking the kids to school for them to learn. So that's another thing. And it's like, I hate to put it all on the parents, but like before the kids even get to school, it's like they learn manners, table manners, you know, please, yes, and thank you, or no, thank you at home. And the kids, they don't even talk like that. You can walk outside right now and say, oh, I like your dress, you look nice. And they'll be like, F out of here. Don't talk to me, B. And you're like, where I'm giving you a compliment. I'm not even talking badly to you. I'm giving you a compliment. But it's what they're learning at home outside. Like,
well, you're speaking facts.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like a way about the parents. There's some parents that come in, they really care. They care. They want their kids to do better. They, you know, might not have the means to put them in private school, but they're like on top of their teachers. There's some parents like that, but most parents, they're too young to understand.
They going off, they fighting the teachers. No, I got some friends that are teachers, and I pray for them all the time. And like you said, it's a mixed bag. But now it's different. You know, when I was going to school, you had, if you got a bad grade in class, that day your mother had to sign it. You had to come back the next day with that paper signed.
Oh no, they send stuff in the mail. They send stuff in. My high school used to send stuff in the mail and say she didn't come to class today, or she was late to class today, or you need to check her grades because she used to be A, but now she's C. You need to check her. Yeah. That's what they use. They used to send it in the mail, and that's in the 2000. That's the from 2002 to 2007. They used to send stuff like that in middle school and high school. They used to send those letters in the mail. They used to send that postcard in the mail from the school and tell you you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But all of a sudden that stuff changed. And I feel like with the
she ain't lying.
They used to send,
my teacher signed in middle school. She ain't lying.
They used to send that postcard in the mail and used to fight to get to that mailbox. And the mail lady would not let you, get that piece of mail out the mailbox.
Come on now, you better talk.
Brenda, my mail lady, never let that. She kept that in there. She's like, I can't give you the mail today. Yep. And I knew it's because of the postcard.
Come on now. Yeah, you better talk.
It's communal. It's communal too. I feel like we lack community now. That is why the kids of today, the small children of today are slipping through the cracks, because we used to have community. Like people, even the mail lady looking out for my parents like that, that kept me in line. That kept me from being in the streets, losing my mind and not going to class.
Come on, let me tell you something. I used to go before parent teacher night. You know, the ones that I was a little iffy about, I used to go talk to the teacher ahead of time. Like, everything gonna be good.
That's a fact.
Come on now, you checking in. Well, mama get here. Am I good? Okay, is all well? You had to check because, you might have did some things a couple weeks ago, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure you the teacher good. So when your mama come down there and speak to them, all is going to be well. Used to sit home waiting for my mother to get home from those things. Making sure, nothing went left with one of the teachers when she went to speak to them. It is very different now. And somebody said, in the chat, well, when you signed up for that job, then you know what you signed up for. No, you signed up because you love that profession, but what you didn't sign up is for all the foolery that was connected with it. Let me tell you something about floor nursing, and I got to get out of here because we're in overtime. Yeah, I love nursing. I love people, and I love taking care of people. But what I didn't sign up for is a tech who was going to be raggedy and going to give me some fake vital signs and potentially jeopardize my license because you're not doing your job, and I got to go behind you and do your job and my job just so I'm not doing something wrong because you gave me some fake vital signs. I ain't signed up for that. And if I don't talk to the powers that be over and over again, and y'all not changing it, well, you think I'm about to lose my license that I stayed up blood, sweat, and tears, studying day and night? I'm going to lose it over a tech, and you not want to know? I got to go. So everybody, if you look up a statistics, it says usually people don't leave jobs because of the job. They leave because of the people. Get your stuff together here. So yeah, I love it. I will take care of somebody all day long, but I'm not going to lose my license. We ain't doing that. Where they do that at? So I know a lot of teachers, and here there's this teacher, when she got to sit there and say, I laughed at the amount of money that I was going to get when I retired. That ain't right. I don't care what nobody said. That is not right and not fair at all. And that was one of the stories. I'm going to tell you that there are tons of stories where the teachers left because they said they wasn't making enough. One said she left and went to Target and having a better life, money-wise. And yes, she missed the kids. But you want to sit home and starve so you can teach? That's not even fair to tell somebody to do that. That's not right. You got to work 3 jobs so you can set your classroom up right, just so you can have books and supplies so when the kids come there. Now, which they didn't do when I was growing up, now on part of the checklist to get your supplies for school, they added paper towel, tissues, hand sanitizers. They added all of that to the list to offset the fact that the teachers don't have to go out and buy this. They put it on like the students and the parents, like send some hand sanitizers, tissues, and all that to the school because they need it. It's just too much, and it's not right, and it's not fair. The whole world is upside down. We will pay a basketball player millions of dollars, but the teacher that taught them, the coach that taught them is somewhere starving. Doesn't make sense. Listen, guys, did I get to everybody?
Yeah, you did.
All right, I got to go. I love y'all. Thanks for being here. Much love. I never think that these things is going to last this long. I thought I was about to do an express train, okay? But listen, guys, thanks for being here. Amazing conversation. We can have a whole nother longer conversation about this one day. But let me just show you something. I could not find the original video, but I promise you there's an original. That's not what I wanted to show. Let me one second. And I encourage you to go watch this. Let me just find out where and this, oh darn it, this is it. Okay, this is not the original video. I want you to find the original video. Now this is 12 years ago in 2020. I used to watch 2020 Dateline and Nightline like nobody's business. Every Friday night I was glued to the TV and they would come on back to back. When I saw, and it's about an hour long, like I said, look for the original one. I couldn't find it, but it was called Stupid in America. Let me tell you what they did in this documentary on 2020. Like I said, this is a 15-minute clip. Go find the entire hour, or it might have been longer, of that. Stupid in America. They took the top students in America that were like 4.0, whatever, 5.0, whatever, was going to the top colleges. I'm talking Harvard, I'm talking Yale. They took all of those students and they took students from like India and like students out of the country, and they asked them all the same question. And you see the top students from Harvard and Yale, they asked them the question, they were sitting there thinking like, let me see what. Then they asked the people from out of the country. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just telling you this, that our whole system needs to be reworked. There was a top student in this documentary. This was 12 years ago. When I saw this, I darn near fell off my seat. There was a student from India, and he said that Harvard and Yale was towards the end of this list. There was some technology school in India where they all was fighting to get in it. You seen it, Savannah? Yeah. I fell off my seat when I watched that. And the title is exactly that, Stupid in America. So many people got pissed at that documentary because you want to know what? We never want to hear the truth. We never want to hear the truth. We don't. And there was some, I don't know this man's name, but he said, you want to keep a word or information from people. He said, put it in a book, put it in writing, because we don't want to read. We never want to level up. We never want to hear the truth. And God forbid somebody tell you that your little baby is doing wrong. These people now out of control. When I was growing up, didn't my neighbor, nobody would better not have told my mother that I went left. Now, you go try to tell a mother their kid went left and did something crazy, you better be prepared to put your dukes up, because it's going to be a fight.
I used to be scared somebody would tell my mama. You could say anything, but if you threaten me to tell my mama, boy, I would.
Right, Leo?
That's right. I got myself together.
Now the mother, they be like, tell my mother. Matter of fact, here go her number. Because my mother going to be in your face. Listen, guys, I love y'all. I'm in overtime. Good night, goodbye. If you didn't hit that like button coming in, hit it going out. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, Diva.